Hey guys, Paul Phillips here with PatTech. Just happened to get our hands on a set of RF-605-Ns. We're going to take a quick look with you today. Let's get to it. Okay, so I thought what we'd do is break this review into three basic parts. First, we're going to take a look at the initial build quality, then we'll talk about function, and lastly we'll talk about value for the money. I'll give you my final thoughts. Very straightforward. Okay, so build quality. Let's talk about the packaging. No issues, to be honest with you. They remind me of the 603s that I got a couple of years ago. Still the packaging sitting on the shelf there. You know, straightforward, well packed, came in a larger box, well bubble wrapped. All of the cavities, you know, like your battery compartment had the silica gel in them. So packaging I didn't really have any issues with. It's well indicated on the back of the box the capabilities of the unit, and I'll go through that individually with you. Also, there's a sticker on the side, or at least an indicator, that talks about two free cables. One is a shutter release cable, and the other one is a second cable they give you to go to a studio strobe if you need that functionality. So yeah, people want to give me free stuff, I can't complain. So first things first, $42 from the photogadget.com website, and I purchased them. They weren't given to me. They're not, you know, I have a good rapport with the PhotoGadget, but they don't pay me to do these reviews, in case you're wondering, right? So the reason I bought a set of these was because I had a set of these for about 2 years now, and I wanted to upgrade. And the reason I want to upgrade was because on the older units, the on-off switch is on the top. So the issue is, you know, these are $42. You can probably get the first versions for 25 bucks. I wouldn't advise it, because the deal is simply this. When you put your speed light on, like so, it's hard to get in at the on-off switch on top, especially if it's mounted up high, you know, trying to get the on-off switch. So I would just avoid it, spend the extra 10 bucks. You'll get the master control functionality, and you'll get your on-off switch mounted on the side, so why not? You know, that's the way to do it. Alright, instructions that come with the unit are excellent. This time around, I have to say, the English is in the front of the manual, Chinese is in the back, which is the opposite from a lot of Chinese products. And whoever's doing the translation seems to be doing a better job. I had no issue reading through it this time. There was no sort of, you know, ambiguous interpretations, situations, you know what I mean. So yeah, good set of instructions this time. On the back of the box, we get the spectacles on here. Okay. So 2.4 gigahertz transceivers, that's what these are. These are manual radio triggers, and, you know, primarily designed to be compatible with your 563s and your 560TX. LCD display is excellent. I'll show you a close-up of that. You can see it in the intro photo. It's definitely high-res, easy to read, green backlit, no issues. 16 channels, 6 groups. I can't see myself needing more than that. PC port on the back. On top flash compatibility, so you could put your 560 on top here. This could be the receiver, this is the transmitter, straightforward stuff. Compatible with the 560TX, and we'll take a closer look at that when I cover the function. What else we got here? Wired shutter release, and that's pretty straightforward to use. If you turn the unit on the side, if I turn this one on, turn the camera on, I should be able to fire the camera. There you go. And I'll show you some other stuff that you can do if you want to fire 2 cameras remotely. So there's a lot of functionality now, sort of crossover between these units and these ones and this guy. So as far as build quality goes, you know, if I was to give you a rating, 8 out of 10 would probably be my rating for these units. I don't really have any issues with the build quality. I think Yongnuo is doing their homework. They seem to be getting better and better each time out of the box. Let's get on to the function. Okay, so let's get into functionality. So we'll cover the basics first. So the whole idea of these units is to be able to control these units here. So what I've done is I've taken 3, this is a 563, 3, and a 564. And I've just set them so that they're either on group, I think it's channel 1, group A or B. Yeah, so this is channel 1, group B, 128th. this guy here, 128, channel 1, group A. And what do we got here? Channel 1, group A. I think this one must be a B, because I know one of them set to B. First one is B. Okay. So, bottom line is I should be able to fire all three simultaneously. Yeah, there you go. So, and there's your shutter release. Yeah, so when I press this, it actually zooms the lens as well. So, you know, for me, that's invaluable. For working in the studio, to be able to control these guys. Now, let's be clear. The one thing that these 605s do not do is they do not control the power output. You can't change the power output independently. You have to do it manually through the buttons here on the face of the speed light. If you're looking for a system to control automatically or from the transmitter, then what you want to do is get yourself a 560 TX and one speed light, or two speed lights, or three, or whatever you want to do. With one of these, you can have as many 560s as you want, pretty much. I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6, I don't know how many you're going to need. And you can change the power level for the different groups using this transmitter unit. And it works really well. Flawless operation. I've had no issues with it whatsoever. Okay, so that's the first thing as far as functionality. Basically, you're transmitting, you're firing your speed lights, you've got your shutter release, it'll focus your camera. That in itself is a pretty good deal. Okay, so the next thing I've done is I've taken two shutter release cables and hooked them up to both cameras, and I'm using an old 603N, and I should be able to fire both cameras and all three speed lights. So let's give that a shot. Yeah, so I don't know why you would need to fire two cameras. Maybe if you had a hockey game or something like that and you wanted to have some setup for a photo finish or something like that. You never know. But so you have that capability. So that shows compatibility between the new 605s, the old 603s. So last but not least, we're going to take a look at the 560 TX and see what we can do with it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is the integration with the 560 TX. And so what I've done here is I've set the B flash to 1/128th and the A group to full power. So we should be able to, I can either fire from the camera, or I can take my other 605 and plug it into the shutter release, and I should be able to fire them from here. Now, I find this is a real handy functionality, especially if you're doing self-portraits, because what I'll do is I'll take one of the 603s or 605s and I'll just wire it here and hang it onto the tripod, and then I can still have another 602 or 603 in my pocket and use it to fire. So I find that works, that's a real handy functionality to have. And you know, if I wanted to adjust the output of either of these speed lights, I can do it from the back, like right from the camera. So it's total convenience is what you're getting by, you know, combining these different devices. Alright, so once the 605 is turned on, we'll take a look at the main buttons here. So first of all, I'm going to hit the mode button, and you'll notice the TRX, and if I hit it again, you'll see TX. So TX is designed to work with the 602s, the TRX works with the 603 manual triggers that we have. And so, pretty straightforward. Your shutter release button is this guy here on top, so you can see a little green indicator light comes on when you press it. If you're connected to the camera, you'll actually fire the camera. So the channel button here, I should be able to toggle through all 16 channels. So that's more than I'm ever going to use, but you have that capability. Now, if you want to set your groups to fire, so you can see A, B, C, D, E, F, and essentially what you do is just press the TX group button, and then once you do that, you can hit the group buttons to turn them on and off. So if I only wanted groups or A and D to fire, that would be the way to do it right there. If I want to add in other groups, and now I've got all 6 groups in place and ready to fire. So fairly straightforward stuff. And again, your on-off switch is on the right hand side here, hot shoe, PC mount on the back. That's pretty much it for as far as close-up look at the functionality of the 605Ns. Okay guys, last but not least, I said I would talk about value for the money, give you my overall thoughts. So again, simply this: when you're talking about spending $42 for a set of radio triggers, you have, you know, cross compatibility and a bunch of different things that you can do. And I'm sure somebody's going to send me an email, oh, you missed this one thing that they... So I'm not professing to say that I'm perfect or that, you know, I've covered absolutely everything that these units will do. Just trying to give you a first look, give you a good idea of the basic functions that you can do with the new 605s. I hope that helps you. My final thoughts are, you know, 8 out of 10 for 42 bucks. Go out and get a set. If you've got some 560s already, I mean, don't hesitate. They're great units. I'm sure I'm going to have these things for a long time to come. So I hope the review helps you. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to, you know, drop me a line. I'll get back to you as quick as I can. And don't forget to subscribe and like us. All right, we'll see you next time. Bye for now.